Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Ever seen a jet black egg with a greenish yolk and a creamy, gelatinous texture? That's a century egg, one of the most misunderstood foods out there. These preserved eggs, a staple in Chinese cuisine, aren't actually centuries old, but their unique taste and appearance make them stand out. Often surrounded by myths, century eggs have a rich history dating back to ancient China, where they were created as a way to preserve eggs long before refrigeration. Some people assume they're rotten, but when prepared right, they offer a deep, umami flavor with a smooth, custard-like consistency. In this video, we'll break down their origins, explain how they're made, and share the best ways to enjoy them. Whether you're curious or skeptical, there's more to century eggs than meets the eye. What are century eggs? Century eggs, also called Pidan or thousand-year eggs, are preserved eggs with a striking appearance, dark brown or black egg whites and a creamy, greenish-gray yolk. Despite the name, they aren't centuries, or even 1,000 years, old. The preservation process takes weeks or months, transforming fresh duck, chicken, or quail eggs into something entirely different. The roots of century eggs trace back to Ming Dynasty China, where they were a clever solution for preserving eggs without refrigeration. Today, they're a staple in many Chinese dishes, from congee to cold appetizers. Their flavor is rich and complex, with a deep umami taste and a smooth, almost cheese-like texture. If you've never tried one, the idea might seem strange. But once you get past the dramatic look, you'll find a unique ingredient that adds depth to meals. The traditional preparation process. Making century eggs the old-fashioned way is a mix of chemistry and craftsmanship. Here's how it works. Basic ingredients. Fresh eggs are coated in a paste made from alkaline clay, ash, salt, and quicklime, calcium oxide. Some recipes also include tea leaves or rice husks for extra flavor. Wrapping and sealing. Each egg is carefully wrapped in the paste, then rolled in rice husks or sawdust to keep the mixture intact. Curing time. The eggs are stored in airtight containers or buried in the ground for several weeks to months. The alkaline environment breaks down proteins and fats, causing the egg whites to darken and thicken into a jelly-like texture. Finishing. After curing, the coating is rinsed off. The egg whites become semi-translucent and dark, while the yolk turns creamy with a sharp, savory taste. This method relies on natural fermentation and chemical reactions, not time. The century in the name is just a nod to their long shelf life, not their actual age. Variations in modern production. Today, century eggs are often made faster with chemical curing solutions instead of traditional clay and ash mixtures. Here's what's changed. Faster process. Instead of weeks, modern methods use sodium hydroxide, lye, solutions to achieve similar results in days. Consistency. Factory-produced century eggs have a more uniform texture, though some say they lack the depth of flavor from slow-cured batches. Safety concerns. Traditional methods can sometimes lead to lead contamination if certain unsafe clays are used. Many manufacturers now use lead-free alternatives. While purists argue that the traditional method delivers better taste and texture, modern production makes century eggs more accessible. Either way, the result is a uniquely savory ingredient that packs a punch in flavor. Ready to try one? The next section covers how to eat century eggs, without the intimidation factor. Cultural significance and history. Century eggs are more than just a preserved food, they carry deep cultural weight across Asia. From symbolic meanings in celebrations to regional adaptations, these eggs reflect traditions that have lasted centuries. Their story isn't just about flavor. It's about heritage, ingenuity, and shared meals. Symbolism in Chinese culture. In China, century eggs are tied to ideas of longevity and prosperity. Their dark, glossy appearance and rich flavor make them a fitting addition to festive dishes, especially during holidays like the Lunar New Year. Serving them symbolizes good fortune, much like how fish represents abundance. You'll often find century eggs in congee. A comforting rice porridge topped with slices of century egg, lean pork, and green onions. Cold appetizers. Paired with pickled ginger or tofu, their bold taste cuts through milder flavors. Wedding banquets. Sometimes included as a sign of lasting unity, playing on their long-aged name. Though they're now common in everyday meals, their roots in celebration keep them special. Regional variations across Asia. Beyond China, century eggs have taken on local twists. Each country adds its own flair to preservation methods and serving styles. Vietnam. Often served with ginger-infused fish sauce or mixed into rice porridge with fresh herbs. Some versions use duck eggs for a richer taste. Thailand. Sometimes marinated in soy sauce or served with chili lime dressing for a tangy kick. Street vendors might skewer them as a snack. Philippines. While not the same, the similar preservation process shows how eggs are valued for their extended shelf life and protein-rich content. Even with modern food preservation, century eggs remain a timeless link to tradition. Whether enjoyed at a festival or as a quick street food bite, they connect people to generations of culinary creativity. Tasting and serving century eggs. Century eggs aren't just visually striking, their taste and texture are just as memorable. The egg whites turn gelatinous and slightly chewy, with a deep amber or black color. The yolk becomes creamy, almost like a soft cheese, with a bold umami flavor that's salty, earthy, and slightly metallic. The aroma is pungent, leaning toward ammonia or mineral notes, but mellows out when paired with other ingredients. These eggs shine in simple dishes where their rich flavor stands out. A thin slice on steamed tofu with a drizzle of soy sauce turns into an instant appetizer. Mixed into congee, they add depth to the mild rice porridge. The key is balancing their intensity with fresh, bright, or mild flavors. Popular pairings and recipes. Century eggs are rarely eaten alone. They're usually paired with ingredients that complement their strong taste. Here are classic combinations. Pickled ginger. The sharp, tangy bite cuts through the egg's richness. Soy sauce. Adds saltiness and enhances the umami notes. Soft tofu. The mild creaminess balances the egg's intensity. Green onions or cilantro. Fresh herbs add a crisp contrast. For a quick dish, try century egg and tofu salad. Slice a century egg and half a block of silken tofu into cubes. Arrange on a plate and top with thinly sliced ginger, green onions, and a splash of light soy sauce. Drizzle with sesame oil and a sprinkle of white pepper for extra flavor. It takes minutes to put together but delivers a restaurant-worthy bite. That's it for part 1. Now you know a bit more about the history of century eggs. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll dive into the flavor and the best ways to enjoy them. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.